Yo, Geeks Ninja Center here, coming to you back with some Lynne. So we're gonna get right back into it. I don't know why I always start from the menu screen, but we're gonna continue. So last time we finished off on Lynne. We had another bad dream. It was a dream where she was like, she was going onto a stage in some dress, but that dress would have been a little revealing. I guess that dress was a little revealing, I guess, for her, too revealing for her. Made her really uncomfortable. Her friend pushed her into it, helped her buy it in the dream and stuff like that. Then like some mini pods or whatever were inside of her, on her, and stuff like that. It was really weird. It was a really weird dream. Like if I ever had a dream like that, I'd probably be super creeped out. And then I don't know if I'd be able to forget about it. That'd probably just be one I'd try and forget about. Anyways, we're gonna move on. Oh, oh. Oh, okay. I kind of forgot though what happened after after the dream ended, because I read a little bit of dialogue and then I ended the episode. That episode ended up being about 40 minutes. Yeah, it was like 41 minutes, which was expected. I just kind of didn't want to interrupt the dream. I didn't like want to end it during the dream, so I was like, that's not gonna be a good spot to end. So I just waited till the dream was over and then I ended it. It was good. Seemed like a good place to end. I didn't really care how long it would take. Anyways, enough of that. We're gonna move on. I blink. I think I might be staring. There's somebody in the kitchen. I didn't expect to see this sleepy Monday morning. Jazz being awake is unusual enough, but it's the person sitting beside her that really makes me stare. Her... Oh. It's a woman with dark skin and shockingly pink hair. Her face is comprised almost 50% of metal. She has enough piercings to set off the security system in any airport across the world. I can't even count the number of piercings she has. There are probably almost definitely more than I can't see. This woman is called Vaughn, short for Yvonne. She's Jazz's older, kind of creepy friend. Vaughn hardly ever comes over. Dad doesn't like her. He thinks she's bad company. I'm not sure if I agree or not. Vaughn is pretty cool, but she's also rather scary. I think I saw her. I think I last saw Vaughn 4 months ago. She said she'd become a Wiccan, Wiccan. She asked me if I wanted her to read my palm. I don't really believe in palm reading, but Vaughn is very, very convincing, and I was a little afraid that if she saw the imminent end of my life in my hands, it might come true. Hey there, Vaughn. Seem a little shy. Yeah, I give her a shy little wave. Vaughn laughs. I don't know if I want to impress her or try to hide from her. The two conflicting emotions war inside my head. That's probably why I'm clinging to the side of the kitchen door like a lizard. It's bad enough that I just got out of bed, but I'm still wearing my pajamas. My hair is all mussed up, too. And what's new with you? Jazz is right. You don't look so hot. Oh, nothing really. Just bad dreams. Yeah? Must have been pretty awful. You look like a zombie. Thank you. Coming from a woman like Vaughn, I think that might count as some sort of compliment. Maybe? Is it because of exams? I hear you have your GCSEs in a few weeks. God, I am messing up so many words today, guys. I'm sorry. It could be. It's a little stressful. It's gotta be hard being the smart one of the family. Oh, I'm not really. You're smarter than me. Well, that's not exactly hard, is it? Roasted! Hey, don't be a bitch. God. This game gives me good laughs. Good laughs. Jazz tries to give Vaughn a shove, but Vaughn avoids her easily. Being quite heavily pregnant with a round stomach like a cannonball, Jazz can't really counter. All she could do is tut. And why aren't you at school, little miss? It's gone 9. It's study leave. Oh, I remember that. You always get study leave around about the last month of year 11, huh? Yeah. That takes me back. It's been so long, I almost forgot. I meant to stay at home and study, I guess. That's why I'm in my pajamas. I don't need to get dressed yet. At least I didn't think I did. If I had known Vaughn was coming over, I might have cleaned myself up a bit. Well, don't stay up too late. You'll get panda eyes. True. Despite being so scary looking, Vaughn's actually pretty nice. She did let Jazz crash on the sofa for a few weeks after that whole debacle with Dad. If I butchered that word, I'm very sorry. Then again, Jazz did get knocked up at a party Vaughn held at her house with all her weird goth friends, so maybe she felt responsible. Whatever. I don't really understand Jazz's relationship with Vaughn, or how they became friends in the first place, but it's not my place to pry. All I know is Jazz and Vaughn have been friends for almost 6 years. Vaughn's 27, I think. So they must have met when Jazz was 13 and she was 21. That's a bit weird, but they've always gotten on pretty well. I don't think they're dating, but Jazz likes to make jokes. Pretty sure they're nothing more than jokes, but with Jazz it could be hard to tell. I glance at the bread bin, the plastic bag of war buttons, half and half is all but empty, with only 2 slices remaining. As I thought, they're the crust. Thanks, Jazz. Thanks, Vaughn. Well, doesn't matter. I'm not hungry anyway. I sigh, closing the bread bin with a dull thud. Jazz blinks. Don't you want to eat anything? No, I'm fine. You'll get sick if you don't eat. You're already so tiny. I'll be alright. No, you won't, girl. Memories of my dreams still linger in the corners of my mind. I'm afraid that if I put any food into my mouth, it'll suddenly transform into a squirming mass of spindly legs. +1 stress. Urgh. I still feel sick. I need to get out of here. The kitchen is stifling. Or stifling? I don't know. I'm actually going to see Susie. Are you going to study together? Something like that. What do you mean? Alright, whatever. Jazz gives me a lazy wave, her free hand resting against the bulge of her belly. She always seems to have one hand pressed against her belly nowadays. Maybe she's trying to communicate with the alien life form growing slowly inside her. Or maybe she's trying to stop it from bursting out. Alien versus Predator much? Jeez, that's a scary thought. Even scarier than Vaughn. Have a good one, Lynne. Don't stay out too late. If Dad gets back and you're not here, he'll go ballistic. I know. +1 stress, Jesus. I know only too well. Same. I feel you on that. My dad would yell at me too anytime I stayed out too late. Like, I remember one time I was out late with my siblings and they convinced me because I was 4 years younger than the oldest sibling. Not all of them, but there was like my oldest stepsister who was 4 years older than me. And then, you know, in between us, there was more siblings. There was 5 of us in total. So it was a fairly large, it was decently large, larger than average, I'd say. And, well, anyways, the point being, we were out one night, we went onto the side of the road, and we were, for whatever reason, we were screaming. It's fun, we were screaming the YMCA song at cars driving by. Well, we started doing that at we were doing it for at least, like, I feel like an hour, maybe 30 minutes or something. We were doing it for a while. And then my dad comes out, and he's mad. He's pissed. He comes down, he says this all doing, like, the YMCA thing, you know, the dance. And he comes down, he's yelling, he's like, what the fuck are you doing? And, like, we all turn around. It wasn't even just, like, us. It was, like, us and, like, a friend or two. Because it was like, we were not far from our apartment complex, so we had like a friend or two with us doing it as well. He comes and he's furious. He's just mad at us, all of us. Apparently it was 8:30, which my bedtime was 8. My parents were really strict about me going to bed at a certain time. Like if I didn't go to bed at a certain time, I'd get smacked. Well, I'd get spanked, not smacked, but I'd get yelled at and smacked and spanked. So I didn't want that. Sometimes I'd even get the belt. But, you know, a lot of people get the belt. It's nothing new. It's not like this is new information, dark information. I'm just saying I'm one of those people that also got the belt. I'm just saying. Yeah. So, yeah, and then, like, when he found us, he was pretty pissed. It wasn't my fault though. I was like, yeah, I was like yelled at. It was partially my fault because I should have paid attention to the time of day, but my dad was mostly yelling at my siblings because they didn't pay attention to the time. Like at least one of them had some sort of like phone on them, I believe. Yeah, I believe our oldest sister had her phone on her, so pretty sure she knew what time. She could have checked what time it was, or someone could have, but we just didn't. And then, yeah, so he was yelling at us for a little while, and then he told me to go to bed. Like, we got back, and then he started yelling at us kids for like another like 15, 30 minutes. And it really felt counterintuitive that he was yelling at us about going to bed on time, but he kept us awake to yell at us. He couldn't have waited till the next day. It seemed counterintuitive because then we weren't asleep and in bed. That was like the first time in a while I'd stayed up till like, I'd say like 9. Anyway, enough story time. I'm sorry I went on that told that little story. Sorry about that. I'm going to continue reading this story because my story is probably not as interesting as this. Not even close. We are sorry to announce that the train departing from platform 2 to London Waterloo is delayed by approximately... Oh, whoa. Whoa. That outfit's kind of cute. That outfit's kind of cute on you, Lynne. I heave a sigh and glance at the electronic display board. The train times blink up, not blank up, blink up, Devin, blink up. God, bright orange against black. Susie lives a couple stops away. It should only take 5 minutes to get there, give or take, but there's some kind of hold-up. None of the trains are running on time. For London, that's actually pretty rare. Huh. People always joke that it'll be the end of the world before trains start arriving on time, but the trains and buses in London are pretty punctual. Even when they aren't, there are so many other trains and buses that follow similar routes, it doesn't really matter. I wonder if somebody threw themselves onto the track. That's pretty dark. That got really dark really quick. When there's a big delay like this, that's usually the case. It's a fact of life I've been aware of ever since I was 5. That's actually kind of depressing. I frowned, tapping my foot against the platform. A bag of chipsticks rolls past me. They bounce by the breeze. The packaging glimmers in the sun. There are enough bins around. Why do people litter? Are they really that compelled to cause petty crimes? Ooh, called out. Called out, random people. Oh well, it's got nothing to do with me. Isn't that kind of everyone's thought process? Like, we see litter, and then we're just like, wow, that's pretty fucked up. Why would you just litter? But then it's like, we don't pick up the garbage because we're just like, well, it's not our garbage. We shouldn't have to pick it up. I don't know why, but like, a lot of people just have, including myself, we all just kind of have that mindset where it's like, we're just like, man, that's a lot of garbage. That's so messed up. Why would people just litter here? There's garbage cans not that far away. And then we don't pick it up. Because it's not our mess. We didn't make the mess, so we're not doing it. I don't know. A lot of people do it, including myself. I'm guilty of this, but it's just... I don't know. Am I going to start doing this now that I've called myself out on it? Probably not. So I may sound like a hypocrite, but so be it. Everyone's a hypocrite every now and then. I glance up and down the platform again. It's a lot quieter than it usually is. I managed to miss rush hour. The businessmen I'm so used to are already at work. There are just a handful of stragglers like me, mostly just in casual clothes. Most of the pedestrians milling about, glancing at the train times, seem to be around my age. They're probably in year 11, too. We're all on study leave until the beginning of June. And speaking of people my age, I see a girl. A very familiar girl. A girl who looks a lot like me, but at the same time, decidedly isn't. She was in my dream last night, watching me with a cold, impersonal eyes while I squirmed. She looks tidy and presentable, as per usual. Her black hair is neat and straight. She's wearing casual clothes, but she manages to make them look sophisticated like a model in a fashion magazine. I wonder how expensive her clothes are. They probably cost much more than mine. Lynne catches me staring and blinks. She looks at me, tilting her head to one side. Is she going to come over? Does she want to say hello? I hope she doesn't. Jeez, this... God, Lynne, what do you got against Lynne? I'd rather swallow a sewing needle than speak to her. Jesus Christ! God, could you actually imagine swallowing a sewing needle? Oh, I don't even want to think about it. I'm going to stop. My throat hurts already just thinking about it. I never talked to Lynne in school. I certainly don't want to talk to her outside of it. Why is she at the train station at this time? Anyway, she doesn't have any friends to visit. I know, because she's been in the same forum group as me ever since year 7, not 11, 7, 7-11. But that wasn't a pun. That wasn't even a joke. Whatever. Maybe Miss Milady, Miss Madley. Why did I say Milady? I don't know. Miss Madley thought we'd get along since we look similar. And I've never seen her talk to anyone. She just sits by herself, staring out into space. Not that she seems to mind. That's exactly what I did at my last school. That's just what I did. I spent 90% of my time not talking to anyone. Legit, like 90% of the time I wasn't talking to anyone, and half the time that I would talk to people, it was teachers. And I was like having regular conversations with them either. It wasn't even about schoolwork. Most of it wasn't about schoolwork. I really can't stand her. In fact, I think I hate her. But I've already said that, haven't I? You just hate her because she looks like you, but looks like a better you, basically, is what you're trying to say. I just can't believe it. Susie sits on the edge of her bed, clutching a pink, heart-shaped pillow tightly to her chest. Susie's chest is bigger than mine. Maybe that's why she's so popular. This is weird. The music just changed. I had to, like, take a second to kind of, listen to it. Sometimes when I look at Susie, I can't help but feel jealous. She's not just bustier than me, she's prettier too. Her clothes are nicer, her parents are richer. Susie's bedroom is really, really cute. It's pale, pastel pink with a few stuffed toys lying on the bed and a rose-shaped rug on the floor. You know, I never got that. Like, why do we have, like, these standards? Like, even if my room was super basic, like, if all I had in my room was a bed and, like, a desk with a computer set up on it, I would not care at all. I could make do with that. Well, and a dresser, I guess, to hold my clothes. But even then, if I didn't have a dresser, I would just make sure the spot I put my clothes on is clean, which would probably just be the floor. I could go with some super basic setup. I really could. Most of the time it's basic. I could go with basic stuff. Susie's bedroom is a little childish, in a way, but I think it suits her. Must make a perfect... Oh, God. Perfect backdrop to her live streams. What does she do during her streams anyway? Does she talk in Japanese and do cute dances? I doubt it. I don't know. I don't really want to know either. But Susie's expression right now isn't very cute. She's angry about something. Positively fuming. How could Aki ask me to do that? That's so degrading. What did he want you to do? Oh, all kinds of things, like, you know, stuff on webcam, this and that. Susie grips the pillow even tighter. Erg. I don't know how much about online relationships. I don't know much about online relationships or offline relationships for that matter. So my advice might not be that useful, but you're not even old enough, right? Like that matters. Give it the times, Lynne. Jesus. Am I really that outdated? It's not my fault. It's hard to keep up with the current trends when I don't have a laptop. Not like Susie. There is a computer. I thought she actually just said that, and that would make perfect sense. It's like, okay, it's like, oh, holy crap. Anyways, but it's like, living in this day and age, say like you don't have a computer or internet connection at all, back in like 2007, like back in like 2011, you know, with like old memes and stuff, and then like now you're like trying to get back into all the trends and stuff, and people are using all this slang and all that, and you're just not getting it. It would basically be that'd be so weird. Imagine that. Imagine not getting any of the slang terms. And like all the like new memes and stuff, dude. Imagine not getting any of it. There's a computer in our house, but it's an old and boxy and from the 2000s. It takes forever to start up, and the internet connection is always guttering on and off. I've only ever used it for homework. I'd certainly never use it to try and have an illicit relationship with an Asian boy, man, rather, on the other side of the world. So, basically, he was trying to have her do cam girl stuff. That's pretty... I want more context to that. Jazz would find out, or worse, Dad, and how embarrassing would that be? But it doesn't sound like Susie wants that kind of relationship either. I don't know much about it, but when doing things on a webcam, sounds a bit sad, doesn't it? We were certainly never taught about it in sex ed. Well, yeah, there's nobody actually there, so you need to imagine a bit. At least I have a good imagination. Oh! Susie throws the pillow to one side and adjusts her pigtails. She strikes a pose. I'm everybody's cute little sister, Suzume. That's her stage name, but you can really call her, but can you really call it that when she doesn't perform on a stage? Her stage is her bedroom. I clap politely all the same. I don't know why, I feel obliged. When you do that, you sound like a completely different person. It's part of the act, everyone loves it. Susie rolls her eyes. I think she's wearing false eyelashes and circle lenses. Everything about Susie seems a little too big and not entirely real. It's like watching an actress. So, trying to say her bust is fake too? I thought Aki was different, but maybe he only likes me because of Suzume too. But he's writing you music. Yeah, not for free. Guys don't help cute young girls out for free. They don't. Of course not. People are always thinking about themselves. Not that I'm much better. I mean, I'm using him too. Susie's sighs. There are strings attached. You mean you have to do this and that? Yeah, this and that. Susie lies down on her bed and stares up at the ceiling. She must be mussing up her pigtails, but she doesn't seem to care. The cute little sister of Suzume is gone. Now, it's just Susie. It was always just Susie. I don't mind playing around with him that much, I guess. It can be kind of fun, and I like the attention, but I don't know. You can go too far. Did he make you feel uncomfortable? Yeah, I mean, I'm on my period. Why do you want to do, you know, intimate things? Oh. Susie makes little quotation marks with her fingers. I guess there's a limit to how intimate moments can really be when you're separated by thousands of miles of ocean. When I'm bleeding profusely and my stomach hurts. Oh. I'm sorry. Sorry for laughing at that. I don't know why, but the wording choice there was just funny to me. I look down at my thighs. I start to blush. Did he want to see? Yeah, he always asks to see. I said I didn't wanna, but he was so insistent, and I was like, whatever. If it'll make you shut up, I don't really care, but it's gross, you know? Susie pulls a face. I felt fine at the time, I think. I don't know. It didn't really feel good, but whatever. He seemed to be enjoying himself, and I told myself it was fine so long as one of us did, but... Ah! Susie bites her lower lip. It's very soft and shimmery. She must be wearing lip gloss. I don't know. When I woke up this morning, I felt kind of... can't explain it. Dirty. So she showed him she showed him her downstairs. And she feels dirty for it. That's, alright. That's, okay. That's what happened. Alright, just making sure I got that right. She holds her pillow even closer to his chest. She's still staring up at the ceiling. Her hair fans out about the bed like a halo. I didn't want to do it, so why did I agree to it? Why'd I let him push me around like that? I'm not a pushover. I'm good at sticking up for myself usually. So, I don't get it. He wasn't even here. It wasn't like he could make me do anything. There was nothing he could have done, really. Maybe you felt like you had to? Why'd you say that? Well, he is a lot older than you, and hasn't he been doing you all those favors? He bought you a lot of expensive clothes. Yeah, I guess. That's what I thought. Maybe. I think. He did a lot for me, so... Susie shakes her head. That's dumb. I don't owe him anything. Kinda do. Well, if he's just doing it out of genuine kindness, then yeah, you don't owe him anything. I don't think so either. Especially not when I'm on my period. No way. Guys are stupid. They don't understand how girls feel. Shouldn't he feel flattered I'm going out with him at all? Whatever. Wow. I'm grateful. There's a giant eye right there. Susie suddenly gets to her feet. She throws her heart-shaped pillow at her bed. It hits the headboard with a dull thud and falls limply against the pale pink mattress. I didn't bring you here to talk about boring shit like this. Lynne, you're going to be my camera woman for the day, alright? Alright. I've been practicing a dance lately. It's pretty popular. I should be able to rack up a decent amount of views on Nico Nico if I record it. And I want to do it outside, too. Outside? Yeah, outside. You got a problem with that? Not really, but... I've been Susie's camera woman for the last few months, ever since she started to gain some serious traction online. It's a very lucrative business. Susie learns the dances. God, the weird music's back. Oh my god, I don't know how to feel about the music. Oh. Susie learns the dances, puts on a cute outfit, and then we go out into her back garden. Susie performs while I film her, trying to stop my hand shaking with an old Canon camera that used to belong to her dad and film her. Susie's dad goes bird watching sometimes. There's an abundance of old, unused cameras lying around Susie's house. She makes good use of them. But I've never filmed Susie beyond the boundaries of her back garden. Are you sure this is fine? Yeah, it's fine. I have no problems with it. Videos are more popular if they're done in public, like at a park. The scenery's nicer. These kinds of videos usually get more views. You can pull people in on the shock factor too, like I did this cute anime dance in public. Oh my goodness. I guess Susie's done her research. Beyond her little sister's Suzume persona, Susie's pretty calculating. She'll do almost anything to boost her views and increase her fan base. I'm impressed, but if you dance outside, people will stare at you. So what, a few stares won't kill me. They might insult you. I can deal with that. What if they throw things? People don't throw things in Hyde Park. It wouldn't be respectful. I feel like pointing out that most young girls don't dance to cute Japanese songs in Hyde Park either, but I don't. Instead, I say my voice unpleasantly whiny in my own ears. Susie. Hey, don't you Susie me. You're not the one who has to dance. I am. They won't say anything mean to you, but you don't have to. I do. It'll be good for my career. I'm trying to make money out of this. It's not all fun and games, Lynne. I can deal with it. After talking to Aki yesterday, I've had it up to here. Susie gestures up to her neck with gross guys. If anybody's rude to me, I'll make them regret it. I'm not sure how Susie will make them regret it. Exactly. She's taller than me, but she's not that tall. And she's so skinny, too. But Susie's quite fierce. For a few moments, she has me convinced. She's dating a guy who's in his 30s. She must know what he's doing, right? Or he must know what she's doing, right? Okay. I'm laying on my bed, not doing anything in particular, just staring at the ceiling. I should probably be studying, but I can't even bring myself to look at my textbooks. The mere thought of cracking them open makes me feel ill. Okay. So I don't look at them. Smart choice. I'd rather not look at another algebra textbook ever again. I keep staring at the ceiling. I think about Susie. I think about Aki. I think about Jazz. I even think about Jazz's unborn baby. I wonder what she's going to call him. Jazz had a scan a while back. The doctor said her baby was going to be a boy. I asked Jazz if she was going to name her baby after Dad, and Jazz let out this colossal snort and rolled her eyes so far back into her skull I thought they'd fall out. I didn't press the issue, but I decided to take that as a no. Our house is cramped enough as it is. There are only 2 bedrooms, Mom and Dad in one, Jazz and I in the other. I've never had a room of my own. I envy Susie, who has such a nice big bedroom filled with things. She's an only child and she doesn't have any brothers or sisters to worry about. I'm sure Susie's parents have more than enough room in their house to slot in a newborn baby, but I can't ask them to take in Jazz's kid. You know, I didn't get my own room until... I didn't get my own room till I was like 16. 16 or 17? No, I was 16. I didn't get my own room till I was 16. If that. Maybe. No, yeah, 16. I was 16, turning 17. Yeah. Yeah. No, it was not fun. I remember the move, too. Well, it wasn't a move. It was just moving rooms, but it wasn't like moving houses. It was moving rooms. You guys already know that I had to move. Like, last year I had to move. But, hey. I'm living somewhere else now. We good. And I've been living in this new house for, like, almost a year, actually. Holy moly, a year flies by. So I kind of feel, Lynne, on that. Not having your own room for a while. It sucks. No private, because then you get no privacy for a while. I don't think Susie's parents like me very much, let alone my bastard baby brother. What? That still leaves one question. Where will the baby go? Where will he fit? And what will Dad say when the baby's been born? He won't be able to pretend Jazz isn't pregnant then, not when the evidence is staring him right in the face. Will he lose his temper? What if he makes a scene at the hospital? What if he starts shouting at Jazz? I can hardly bear to think about it. Maybe I shouldn't think about it. I don't want to, but... Lynne, are you busy? That's a dull knock against my bedroom door. It's Dad. Lynne, hey, Lynne. He knocks again. He isn't knocking very loudly, but I know Dad well enough to know this could become violent at any given second. I sit up, brushing my fingers through my hair and hasten to listen. I'm free, you can come in. The door handle turns. The lock clicks. I swallow. Dad stands in the doorway in all his glory. He's a huge, hulky figure, over 6 feet tall, with broad shoulders and hands large enough to crush whole walnuts. When I was a little girl, I couldn't imagine there existed anybody bigger than him. I was wrong. Dad isn't even that tall, not compared to other people. He's a little above average, I guess, and the muscles he's developed through the years of manual labor add to his intimidating physique, but there are bigger men. But I don't live with men like that, and even if I did, I haven't learned to be scared of them. Not in the same way I've learned to be scared of Dad. Hey, Lynne. But Dad doesn't look very intimidating right now. He lingers in the doorway, his face strangely guilty, like he expects to get scolded. Can I come in? Sure. Very confused. I scoot to one side on my bed, opening up a space for Dad to take a seat. He does so, but not before closing the door behind him. My fingers curl into fists against my better judgment. I wonder why. Self-defense? You're not cross with me, are you? I'm not cross. Why? You've been a bit quiet lately, and you hardly said anything at dinner. You hardly ate anything either. Oh, he's worried. Oh. I didn't think he'd notice. I thought he was too busy listing all of Jazz's faults and flaws. Rude, ungrateful, careless, irresponsible, inconsiderate, prideful, the list goes on and on. Jesus, what a horrible thing to do to your daughter. I wasn't hungry. Are you sure? I think you've lost a bit of weight lately. Really? Your cheeks are hollowing out. You look like a little skeleton. Maybe it's true. I've suffered from nightmares for as long as I can remember. They've been getting more and more pronounced lately. The nightmare last night about the stage show and the insects was rather tame in comparison. How can I be expected to eat after such awful dreams? I'm fine. Really, I'm not hungry. That's all. You're not on some kind of diet, are you? I shake my head. Good. I'm not a girl, but I know you're all into silly stuff like that. Jazz was the same at your age, but now... Dad grits his teeth together. For a few moments, I worry he's going to explode, but then he exhales heavily and his posture relaxes. That's not important. We're not talking about Jazz. Let's talk about you. There isn't much to talk about, really. Nonsense, you're my little girl. I really am little compared to Dad. I don't see how my littleness makes me any more interesting, but I keep quiet. It's best to keep quiet around Dad. I feel it. I feel it. Your exams are coming up. Nervous? A bit. Well, it's normal to be nervous. I was nervous when I had my exams, too. It's part of being a kid. He ruffles the top of my head with a big, calloused hand. It feels like I'm being mauled by a crab. You'll be fine, though, Lynne. You've been studying, haven't you? I glance at my beside table, stacked high with Jazz's old textbooks that I haven't bothered to open. I swallow. She hasn't. I don't know what hurts more, Dad's large hand on top of my head or the weight of his expectations. I've been studying. Good girl, so long as you try your best, that's all I can ask for. I'll try. So he played like is he trying to be like passive aggressive right now? Like, you know, like, hey, don't worry as long as you try your best, but if you don't try your best, I'm gonna yell at you and scream at you and kind of like, you know, insult you like I do your sister. Pretty much how it might go. But I don't know. I don't mean. Is that what you were doing with Susan today, love? Studying? Yeah. Sure, studying. Yeah, totally wasn't recording her doing a weird Japanese dance. Totally not doing that, Dad. Totally making you proud. That's nice. I knew she was a good influence. I'm glad you're hanging out with the right sort of kids, Lynne, not like Jazz. She was always going off with that awful Vaughn girl, though she's so much older than our Jazz. I should have been stricter. I told her off enough times, but Jazz doesn't listen. She doesn't, does she? Never has done. Never will. Even when I shout at her, it makes me wonder what the point of it all is. He sighs. What kind of father am I if I can't even discipline my own children? I don't think anybody could discipline Jazz. She's a law unto herself. My wry comment brings a smile to Dad's lips. It's rare that I see Dad smile, but when he does, it's usually around me. Not trying to boast, that's just how things are. Jazz never makes Dad smile. He makes him shout and spit and rage. You're right. Totally right. You're often right, Lynne. I don't know. I do. Don't sell yourself short. I was like Jazz when I was her age. I thought I knew best. I never listened to anybody, least of all my parents. I was a shithead. I made a lot of mistakes when I was raising Jazz. So did Mary. I don't want to make the same mistakes with you. I want you to study hard. I want you to get a good job. I want you to make something of yourself. You know that, don't you, sweetie? Yeah, that's not adding stress. Don't worry. All of a sudden, my throat feels dry. My head pulsates. Full of millipedes is my mind, dear wife. What? I think that's from Shakespeare. Macbeth. We were studying it in school. At least I remember something. Too bad all the things I remember are completely worthless. But why am I telling you this? You're a good girl, a smart girl. You might not be great at maths or science, but I know you'll ace English for sure. Your English teacher always said nice things about you at your parents' events. Dad ruffles the top of my head. +1 stress. You'll do all right, love. I have faith in you. You'll make your old man proud. Jazz never did, but you're different. I hope you don't let me down. I sigh softly. Vague noises escape from my lips. I hardly sound intelligent, but at least I'm sentient. I know I still exist. It's the middle of the night, and the lights are dim, and the sky is filled with stars, but I still exist. I don't need to find proof of my own worth from strangers on the internet like Susie does. I don't extort older men for clothes and shoes and accessories online while pretending to be somebody I'm not. I don't want to. I don't think any man, no matter how desperate, would want to go out with me either. Yo, I'm a catch. Girls would be lucky to have me. Mostly. I've never been good at playing pretend, not like Susie. When we were little kids, Susie was always the one who created the complicated backstories of our dolls or divided divvied up the roles when we played at being happy families. I never had such I never had much of a model to go on. Nah, I gasp. I tip my head back. My hair is wedged beneath my head and it hurts a little. It tugs at my scalp whenever I shift, but I try to ignore it. If nobody else wants me, no man or woman, then I can at least want myself. Since I share a bedroom with Jazz, I don't have to get a chance to do this. I might as well get the most of it. Jazz is still out. I don't know what she's doing or where she is, but she's probably with Vaughn. Dad was livid when he discovered Jazz still wasn't back home by 11 o'clock. Dad tried to keep his voice down, but I could hear him murmuring angrily to Mom in their room. That girl has no sense of respect. I'll wring her neck when she gets back. The walls in our house are thin. I can hear everything from my bedroom. I can hear the wind rattling at my window pane. I can hear the faulty taps in the bathroom. I can hear the humming on the fridge downstairs. Sometimes I can hear the springs of Mom and Dad's bed creaking. I wish I couldn't. Oh no! When we were younger, Jazz and I used to giggle about it. Jazz giggled about it rather, and then went on to tell me about where babies come from and exactly what Mom and Dad were doing in excruciating detail. Jesus! Why? Why would you do that to your little sister? I told Jazz she was gross. She laughed and told me I was being a baby. Jazz was 9 then. I was 6. Jesus Christ. You know? I mean, like, what the hell? I haven't heard the springs in Mom and Dad's room creaking for a while. More often than not, I just hear low, angry murmuring, arguing. Sometimes it's quiet. Sometimes it isn't so quiet. The house is almost quiet now, but it's a deceptive silence that contains something deeper, something darker. The wind outside, the slow, steady dripping of the bathroom taps, the sad, sniffling sounds my mother makes when she sleeps, my own soft thighs. Nah, I wonder what I should think about. I don't really know. Anything but Mom and Dad. Susie's told me a little bit about this before. She's had boyfriends and now she has Aki. And I've had sex ed classes, but I'm not really good at this. I'm not good at making myself feel good. You know? Okay. I'd look it up online, but there's only one shared computer in the house. I'm too worried somebody will find out what I've been searching for. Why would you look up tutorials on how to masturbate? Okay, maybe since I'm a guy, I don't really, since I'm a guy, I can't really say this because, like, masturbating for guys is really easy. You just use your hand and you just kind of like, you know, God, why am I trying to give a tutorial? Guys, you know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm trying to say. We're gonna move on. But she's trying to masturbate right now, guys. This is weird. I don't know what to do, so I grope and poke ineffectually and hope for the best. Nah. I don't really understand my body. It's strange and alien. Whenever I shower or take a bath, I try not to look at it too much. My body makes me feel depressed. Oh! I thought the teenage years were meant to be the best of your life. Why then do I look so ugly? I don't just look ugly, I feel ugly. Doing this is ugly. I don't deserve to feel good. Maybe that's why it doesn't feel good. There's too much guilt attached and awkwardness too, because my parents might wake up at any second. Nah, God. Maybe if I whimper beneath my breath, like they do during the sex scenes in all the movies I've ever seen, it'll feel good. But the sex scenes in movies are all staged. Sadly. Even if they aren't, they usually involve at least 2 people, and there's only one of me. There will only ever be one of me. I'll always be alone. Oh, wow. Wow. What do you think about this while masturbating? You know what I think about when I'm masturbating? The video I'm watching. I'm just focused on the video I'm watching. Alright? Alright. Glad we got that out of the way. No attractive men will try to proposition me online. They'll never buy me expensive gifts in exchange for long, drawn-out, loveless cyber sex. No boys will try to get me drunk at parties, fuck me in Vaughn's bedroom, then leave without giving a name of their phone number. No guy will want to hold my hand or kiss my lips or say that he loves me because, according to Susie, romance is dead and I shouldn't hope for too much in this day and age. Yeah. Why else do you think so many guys watch me when I live stream? It's because they're lonely. Maybe everybody's lonely. Isn't that why I'm doing this? I don't know. Doesn't make me feel better. I sound unconvincing. My soft gaps are hollow and empty and devoid of emotion. I must look so stupid. I feel stupid and I'm supposed to be the smart one. If I was more like her. But why am I thinking about that? Oh. I tense, my fingers spasm, my back arcs, but not because I've managed to achieve climax or anything like that. I don't know what that feels like. Susie says it feels good. I'll take her word for it. Susie lost her virginity at the start of this school term. She's only 15. Jesus! That's young. That is young. Not just young. It's illegal. I mean, like, if you're both underage, then it's not illegal to have sex. It's only illegal if they're like over 2 years, right? Well, in the state of Washington, age of consent is 2 years. It's especially shocking considering Susie is supposed to be a good girl who comes from a nice and normal family. Her dad watches birds and her mother translates manuals for assembling TVs and kitchen cupboards. I don't think they ever argue. They don't seem like the arguing sort. But Susie still lost her virginity when she was 15, so maybe that's the normal thing that girls do? No! Well, I mean, nowadays it probably is. I think Jazz was around my age, too. But I haven't. I've never held hands with a boy, let alone kissed one, let alone anything else. Maybe I shouldn't try to think about guys, it's not really working. It just makes me feel even more of just how alone I am. A girl, then? Should I think about a girl? Susie? No, not Susie. She has Aki, then. What about the other me? The Lynne with an extra E, whose name would be worth more points than mine on a Scrabble board. Does she know how to do this properly? I doubt it. She's so prime and proper. She never talks to anyone in class. When we learnt about sex in class, she faced forwards and looked attentive enough, but in this kind of distant way, like I had nothing to do with her, like she was never ever going to have sex with a boy. Not like I can judge. I bet I'll never ever have sex with a boy either. I'm going to die sad and alone. I hope Lynne does too. Jesus, wouldn't it be fair? Oh boy, I'm yawning a lot. Would it be fair she has a better love life than me? She's already prettier than me, and smarter, and her family's richer than mine. Why does she have to take everything I want? It's not fair. Maybe it's because she comes from a better household than I do. Lynne's shoes are never scuffed, and the pleats of her skirt are never crisp and neatly ironed. Could I look pretty like her if I tried? I don't know. Thinking about it, Lynne does have quite a nice body. I wonder what it would feel like if she touched me, if she kissed me, if her tongue was inside my mouth. What would that feel like? Okay, when did I start reading? What is this? What is going on? I worked my fingers around slowly, tracing circles in an intimate place. I'm a little too embarrassed to actually name a vagina. I never tried thinking about a girl like this before. Least of all Lynne. It's strange. Maybe that's why I'm a little louder than usual, but I can't be loud. The walls are too thin. I don't want my parents to hear me. But it's starting to feel good, and I'm getting kind of wet, and Lynne, what on earth are you doing? Oh no! This has never happened to me ever while I've done this, because I don't typically do this in my bedroom. I typically don't. It's not smart, because for me, for 17 years, I shared a bedroom, so I never wanted to do this in my room, because it was super risky. Super risky. Oh my god, that's hilarious. Even when I had my own room, even having my own room, I'm pretty sure it would still be really risky. It still is kind of risky. Shit, bro. +3 stress. For a few moments, I forget about being quiet. The thought goes out of my head together. It's hard to be quiet when your big sister is standing in the doorway of your shared bedroom, looking at you with evident amusement, with one hand resting against her large, pregnant belly. Jazz! I pull my hand away from between my thighs, like I've been burned. I think I really am burning. My face is red raw. It's a good thing I still have the covers pulled up around me, but it should have been obvious what I was doing. You could have knocked. Sorry, I didn't know you'd be doing that while I was gone. You always seem like such a good girl. Jazz snickers. She looks wickedly amused, like she has seen something hilarious. Like I'm hilarious. Who would ever take me seriously anyway? Oh god, my face burns. We lost 7 stress, but we've already gained back 4 of it. I feel like we didn't accomplish anything. I pull my dovet about me tightly. I wrap it around about my body like a shield. I wish I could kid myself. It's an invisibility cloak. But Jazz's eyes are still boring onto me. Urgh. I can hear Dad shifting around in his sleep in my parents' room. The springs of the old mattress that needed replacing 10 years ago creak. I hold my breath waiting. But after that, he falls silent. The soft sound of his snoring permeates the house once more. The tap in the bathroom continues to drip. At least you didn't wake him up. Jazz shuts the bedroom door behind her with a soft thud. Is he mad at me? Livid. Thought so. Why are you out so late anyway? I was at Vaughn's. We were watching Saw. Why Saw? Because it's awesome. I've never been a fan of those movies. I'm not a fan of gore. Like, I can handle some forms of gore. Like, minor gore I can handle. But major gore is well beyond what I can handle. I don't think Saw is something pregnant women should be watching. It's not gonna... If it doesn't stress her out, it's not gonna... Or does stress affect the baby? I don't actually know. I'm not very smart, so I'm not even gonna say anything about that. Not gonna say anything, because I'll just sound dumb. They should put a warning on it, like alcohol or cigarettes. The baby might be born all messed up. Is that how serial killers are made? I just went to watch the first one, I swear, but then Vaughn bought out the second and third, and, well, I kind of wanted to marathon them. Don't you worry what Dad would say? Didn't you worry what Dad would say? A bit, but I didn't want to think about Dad. I'm an adult. I should be allowed to do what I want. And you want to watch Saw. Yep. It's not even Halloween. But I got the fright of my life when I came back, let me tell you. You're horrible. Jeez, that's... Jazz snickers again. I'm just teasing. Don't take it to heart. You're a healthy young girl. It's perfectly normal. You'd want to enjoy yourself a little. I like how they're avoiding the word. They're avoiding 2 words. We all know what words they are. Shut up. Don't look so huffy. I'm a girl too. I know what it's like. Be quiet. Jazz smirks. Though you did sound a bit like a dying cow. Jasmine? I want to shout at her, but I can't risk waking Dad. Dad gets angry enough as it is without being roused in the middle of the night. And I hate to think what he would say to Jazz once he sees she's back. All I can do is whisper angrily instead. I'm mad Jazz has taken away even my right to be angry, but I've never been very good at expressing myself. What? I'm just saying. You don't have to say, well, sorry for trying to give you some advice. Wouldn't you rather it come from me than a future boyfriend? I'm never going to have a boyfriend. Well, your legs are getting kind of hairy. Don't talk about my body like that. Hey, don't sweat it. I'm not exactly rocking a bikini body here either. Jazz pats her stomach. I pout in return and Jazz laughs. She ruffles my hair. Don't worry, Lynn. This is just between you and me. I won't tell anyone. Really? Yeah, although... What? Jazz prods me in the cheek. You were pulling some weird fucking faces. It looked like you'd been possessed. It was totally fucking it was actually pretty scary. My face burns bright red with shame. That was great. Okay, this is another dream, so we're too far into an episode to continue, so I'm gonna end the episode here, guys. I'm gonna save. Okay. Yeah. Okay, we're gonna save a few times. Gonna go to the main menu. All right. Let me just make sure it's saved. Okay, good. Okay. So anyways, guys, that was Lynn episode 3. A lot more discovered. I've been making these episodes a little longer each time because I sometimes stop to kind of tell a story or kind of talk. So I've kind of been making them a bit longer to make up for that. I really hope that's fine. I really hope you guys are okay with that. So anyways, thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, you can hit that like button if you want to help my channel grow. You can hit that subscribe button if you want to be notified when I upload content like this. You can hit that bell icon as well. And yeah, I hope you guys have a fabulous time. And I'll see you all in the next video. Peace out.